to do one of these, so got myself a fancy camera holder, just at making most of the time, I guess. And I was just thinking as I was driving about my new business and just how long it's been since I sort of started to get the idea and bring it to fruition. I don't think I shared with you basically how it came about, that I still just think about so much, and that's what's kept me going for so long, because there's certainly been some ups and downs that I've sort of struggled with and questioned and thought of, am I doing the right thing, am I on the right path? But way back when, and I got a major download from my angels, because I was sort of at a point in my life where I knew I wanted to do something else. I wanted to change. I had the opportunity to do it for different reasons, and it was about, well, what do I want to do? What's my passion? What have I always thought I'd love to do? So sort of looked at the spiritual side of things, wanted to sort of go down that path a bit more. I've always been spiritual anyway, but wanted to do that a lot more. And anyway, lo and behold, Wake Love came along in my downloads one crazy night that I couldn't sleep. So that was fine. Thought, okay, I've got to go out and find these people that I want to connect with, that I want to be in my life, that want to join me on this journey. And so I'd never actually explored from a spiritual side. I'd never actually explored anyone like psychic mediums or anything like that. And of course online, I'm really, with what I've experienced, hasn't been pleasant and not trusting, and you know, you can Google it even, and you just, I don't know, you just don't know. And yeah, you'd sort of wait until someone brings it up and maybe says they've got a good one or something, but they haven't been local for me to even consider. So that's okay. I ended up deciding I should really turn up to one of these so-called, I guess, spiritual fairs, just a local one in the area, just to see what it's all about, get a bit of a feeling for it. Hey, look, I might meet someone there that I can sort of feel good about and connect with. And anyway, I went in there and that was fine. I was sort of looking around, and I'd sort of walked around about 3 times and thought, look, no one's really doing it for me. I signed up for someone to actually do a reading for me, and by the way, I'd never ever had one, but I knew I've got to do it and just see how I go. I'd come all that way, I might as well give it a shot. So anyway, that's fine. While I'm waiting for my turn, I was looking at the crystal shop, and I could sort of feel this person hanging around in the background a bit, and I thought, oh, maybe they're waiting to be served after I've finished off. You know, you're sort of looking out the side. And anyway, I'd sort of finished what I was doing and walked off, and next thing I get a tap on the shoulder, and I turn around, and there's this gorgeous woman. Actually, she said to me, I'm sorry, I just have to say something to you. I hope you don't find it strange, but I've got to let you know that I think she said, my energy or my light around me was unbelievable. And I just sort of went, oh gee, thanks, you know, thinking, oh, that's sweet, but okay, maybe you work here and you're trying to get business, that's okay, you know, thank you for that. But and I said, oh, do you work here? And she said, no, I don't. And I said, oh. And I thought, well, why have you? And she said, look, I said, well, what are you a psychic? She said, well, actually I'm I talk with angels. And I just had this complete overall feeling come over me, goosebumps the whole bit, because I'm just an angel fiend. I absolutely always have loved angels more than anything. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's incredible. And then she said, look, I've got to say something else to you. She said, they're telling me to tell you, you've got to keep going, and you have got to stop hesitating. You've got to get on with it. And at that point, I mean, I just lost it. My legs went wobbly. I'm like, what is going on? And like, she was looking at me with a bit of confusion as well. And she said, look, I've got to ask you, what is that about? And anyway, I proceeded to tell her, look, I'm looking at this new business. I've hesitated. And she said, yeah, okay. And then I just looked at her and I said, do you want to join my business? And long story short, she has. She has then since gone on and read for other people that I recommended, and I mean gone beyond what their expectations were. So if anyone else out there is hesitant, wondering, honestly, I can hand on heart say that Rach is 100% legit, beautiful, genuine, and professional as well. So if you are wondering, I can't recommend enough to connect with her. She's on Wake Love. There's a button there to book her. Being in Wake Love, if you're a VIP member, you will receive 20% off her services. So well worth the spend. Yeah, so just wanted to share that one with you. Hope you have a good day, guys.